What I like most about using mortars is that when it comes to enemy generals, they get deleted. Hello enemy generals. Sure would be a shame if you were to get absolutely incinerated. Goodbye. There's just nothing that they can do. Greetings and welcome to my video guide. I am Arashi, the Wizard Stag, and today we're going to look at using mortars, artillery and APC, the troop composition more commonly known as Lego. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've more than likely seen this being used somewhere. We're going to cover many things in this video and hopefully they'll help you get better at using the Lego attack strategy. I want to start though with a little disclaimer. I am in no way claiming to be an expert at this strategy. One of the main reasons I've started this channel is to just help me be more self-reflective of my own practice, and if I can help others learn something along the way, then I guess I'm doing something worth doing. So let's get into it. What troops are you going to need? I typically like to use 4 artillery, 17 mortars, 3 APCs, and then fill the rest up with heavy infantry. This can vary and it's up to you to play around and feel what you prefer the most, but that's typically what I like to run with. You can use this same attack strategy without using APCs, but I found the troops they spawn provide a nice meat shield for the rest of your army. For airstrip troops, you ideally want to run 2 transports and a recon plane, but you can run 2 fighters instead. Tactics we're going to get into a bit more in a minute, but generally I like to run with some protects, some decoys and some assault rallies. Now you can start using the Lego attack strategy, God, that's a mouthful isn't it, around the atomic age, and you can even start prepping some of the technologies that you're going to need to boost this in the global age. Atomic age is the earliest, as that's when you're going to get the extra airstrip troop capacity. And that's essential if you're going to be running at least 2 transport ships. So, a piece of technology you can start in the global age is high explosives. An absolutely explosive piece of technology, as it gives you extra range, damage and health for your mortars. When you get to atomic age, you can get mobile forces, which is going to beef up your APCs, and elite paratroopers, which is, well, going to beef up your paratroopers. In the university, Suleiman the Magnificent is going to give you more damage and hit points for your mortars. Good old Leonardo is going to give you some more damage and hit points for your artillery. And Catherine the Great will give your paratrooper troopers more damage and HP as well. A final note on some of the technologies that you're going to need is the Amelia Earhart tree in the university. And of course, shout out to Fred. Now that we've covered all of that, let's have a little look at how the strategy works. I've got a recent replay from a war here that I'm going to use to show you the drop sequence of the attack strategy and all of the other tips and tricks that we all need to know to become a master at using it. It's always important to plan your attacks in war carefully, and the best attacks are always the ones that have been prepared for the most. If you're space age or higher, you'll have access to the SAT scan tactic. You can see here that I'm placing it where I plan for my troops to walk through. This is to eliminate any traps that might cause them hassle as they're ploughing their way through this base. Now with transports, you might be tempted to snipe a TC or snipe a missile silo, and in some cases this is a good choice, but for the most part you don't want to do this.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So, avoiding town centre sniping for a quick victory is beneficial for several reasons. Number 1, You risk losing your transports if you do so. Number 2, in most cases, you're actually extending your total attack time, as you're essentially prolonging the deployment of your main army. And aiming for the fastest attack time possible is always favourable. And lastly, you can achieve quick victory without TC sniping, thanks to... yes, the Mongols coalition. This is going to boost the attack speed of your mortars and artillery by up to 76%. Couple this with Cherokee and Aztecs, which will give you extra health and damage. You're going to be ploughing through bases like no tomorrow. So let's get into the drop sequence. You'll want to start by placing all of your generals and mercenaries in a safe position where they can bait the missile silo. We can call this the meat. Immediately after this, you'll want to deploy your first round of paratroopers in the same or similar position as where you plan to attack from. Keep a close eye on the cooldown of your transport ships, as soon as they're ready again, you want to deploy paratroopers on another position on the enemy base. When we see the rest of this clip, you'll hopefully see that in action. Next, I like to deploy my donated troops, which generally consists of 2 to 3 artilleries and the rest mortars, in the middle of my attacking force. Next, we deploy our mortars, artillery and APCs in sort of a line behind all of this. And lastly, we're going to deploy our coalition troops and any troop tactics off to the side as well. A troop tactic that I'd highly recommend is the Wall Breacher Army, available from expeditions at the dock at Space Age. It's worth noting that some troop tactics you'll want to place with your main army, as they may provide additional healing or support to them. Now, the positionings of all of these of course will vary depending on the layout of the base that you're attacking. This is really just a loose structure to give you an idea of how it works. By playing around with it, you'll find what works best for you. So, let's play the replay and see all of this in action, as it will happen quite quickly. There's the meat, there's the paratroopers, our main army, and donated troops. With practice, deployment will all happen in just a few seconds. Your transport ships will soon be off cooldown already. You'll next want to deploy them in a corner from the opposite side that your main army is attacking from. This is going to help you rack up that percentage of destruction and allow you to secure that quick victory in no time. Continue cycling your transport ships to positions where your main army hasn't yet attacked throughout the rest of the battle. How and when you use your decoy and protect will vary in each battle, but essentially you want to use them when you feel that your main army is going to be coming under threat. The main uses of them will be when the enemy generals or stronghold troops approach. Definitely keep an eye out for high-level enemy Zhukovs.
Right, what's a war hero got to do? Get some lubrication around here.
If left unchecked, he'll quickly tear through your army. Unfortunately, the rest of this replay is a bit bugged and doesn't show the rest of my attack accurately. But you'll see I continue to cycle my transport ships on the edge of the map, and the rest of my army continues to tear through the base without too much of a problem. And that's all there is to it. So, in summary, deploy your troops in a similar fashion to the way shown. Be ready to preemptively use protects and decoys, and continue to cycle your transport ships around the edge of the map to get that quick destruction. That's the end of the video. If you made it this far, I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed or found any of it useful, please give the video a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it, and to see more content like this, please subscribe. See you in the next one.